Hello, friends. Ready to turn the corner? I'm Tina.
And I'm Leo, always ready to learn something new.
Today we're diving into a fear that's bigger than spiders for some people. That long, terrible, awkward silence.
Oh, you mean when you're standing with someone and suddenly nobody talks, and you just look at your shoes like they're the most interesting thing in the world?
Exactly. We've all been there. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to break that silence like a native speaker without stress.
You need this. Trust me. Let's start with our awkward theater. Tina, ready to act really, really badly.
Always. So, Leo, imagine we just met at a friend's party. Let's show our listeners what not to do.
Hi,
Hi?
do you like parties?
Yes.
Oh, good. Do you like music?
Yes.
Great. This party has food. I'm just saying things now. Help.
Yes, it does.
I want to disappear.
And scene. Oh, Leo, that was painfully real.
I felt my soul leave my body. I asked questions. She answered. And then, nothing. Dead silence. I remember I once asked a girl, "Do you like pizza?" She said, "No, I can't eat cheese." I just stood there like a statue.
Oh, no. That feeling is the worst. I once asked a man if he liked his job. He just said no and walked away. I wanted to hide under the nearest table.
What did you do then?
I just ate my cake and looked at my phone, pretended I was very busy.
That's what we all do. So you see, closed questions can lead to dead ends. The problem is yes or no traps.
Right. If someone can say just yes or no, the conversation dies fast. Today, we will teach you the magic words to open things up.
So instead of "Do you like music?" you could ask, "What?"
Patience, Leo. First, let's jump into our real life scenarios. I'll guide you and our listeners step by step through 3 everyday situations where you can shine. Welcome to our scenario based teaching. We'll take you to a cafe, a supermarket, and the office. Leo, picture this. We are in a cozy little coffee shop. You see me, your colleague, and you want to say more than just hi.
Got it. I'll start. Hey Tina, fancy meeting you here.
Oh, hey, Leo. Yeah, I'm grabbing my morning coffee. How's your day going so far?
Pretty good. I just had a terrible morning actually. I tried to make fancy avocado toast and nearly burned my kitchen down.
Wait, how do you nearly burn down a kitchen with avocado toast?
The toaster got angry at me. There was smoke, a weird smell, and my cat gave me a look that said, "Really, human? I think I'll stick to cereal."
That's a wonderful story. What's your cat's name?
Luna. She thinks she's the boss of the house. This morning she woke me up at 5 by sitting on my face.
Oh, cats have no respect for sleep. Did she get any toast?
No, she only eats the most expensive cat food. She walks away if I offer anything less.
Cats are so funny. Did you notice, listeners? Leo used a little personal detail, a funny fail. That invites me to react and ask more.
Right. Instead of just good, I added a short, silly story. But what if the person says fine and looks away?
Perfect question. If someone gives a short answer, you can throw in a light observation or say something nice like, I love your bag. Where did you get it? Watch me try. Hey Leo, I see you've got a new phone case. It looks so cool.
Thanks. I got it online. It has a little astronaut cat on it. I'm a big space fan.
No way, I love looking at the stars. Did you watch that TV show about space?
Yes, it blew my mind. And just like that, we're talking about space. That small observation opened a whole new topic. So the simple trick is, notice something, say something nice, and ask an open question. What's an open question exactly?
It's a question that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. Instead of, did you have a good weekend? Try what did you get up to this weekend? Let's move to scenario 2, the supermarket line. Leo, it's a long, slow line. We're both holding ice cream.
Why is this line so slow? Oh, hi. Looks like we both have the same idea. Mint chocolate chip is the best, right?
Actually, I'm Team Strawberry, but my roommate loves mint chip. She says it tastes like frozen toothpaste in a good way.
Frozen toothpaste. That's both weird and true. I'm Leo, by the way.
Tina, nice to meet you. So, are you having a movie night or just a long day?
Movie night. We're re-watching that old space comedy. What about you?
Just a long day, honestly. Ice cream is my reward for surviving.
I feel that. What other snacks do you have for the movie?
Popcorn and some chips. I always eat too much before the movie even starts.
Same. Then I feel sick halfway through the film. What's your go-to movie snack?
Sweet popcorn, but I also steal some of my friends' chips. It's a bad habit.
Mixing sweet and salty is the secret to life.
A simple comment about the ice cream broke the ice. And we asked about plans, not just a yes-no thing.
Exactly. Notice you said, are you having a movie night or just a long day? That gives me two options, so it's easy to answer and share. The third scenario is the office kitchen. Leo, you're new, and I'm making coffee. Hi, I'm Leo. First day here. I'm still figuring out where everything is.
Welcome, Leo. I'm Tina. The coffee machine looks scary, but it's friendly once you give it a little pat. First days are always a mix of excitement and confusion, right?
Definitely. I already walked into a supply closet thinking it was the restroom. So, what's the one thing I should know to survive here?
The supply closet is a classic. Biggest tip, never take the last donut on Friday without asking. And avoid the printer on the third floor, it eats paper.
Good to know. I'll guard the donuts with my life. Does anything else eat things here? The coffee machine?
Only if you put paper in it, but it makes a good cup of coffee. Want one?
Yes, please. That would be great. I'll make sure to only feed paper to the printer, not myself.
Smart choice. Thanks for the warm welcome. That felt natural, not forced. Because you were honest and shared a small, funny mistake. Sharing a tiny, embarrassing moment like the closet story makes people feel closer to you. Listeners, small talk is just being human, sharing tiny moments.
I have to share something. Last week I tried small talk with my neighbor, an older lady. I said, "Nice weather we're having." She looked at the gray sky and said, "It's about to storm, you silly boy." Then I got really nervous and said, "Storms are nice too." She just stared at me and walked away.
Oh, Leo, storms are nice too is the funniest thing I've heard all week. You had the right spirit. but maybe save weather talk for actually nice weather. I have a similar story. I once told a man, nice shirt, is it new? He looked down and said, it was my father's. I felt terrible and just ran away.
Oh no, that's so hard. What could you have said?
Maybe it's a special shirt. I'm glad you have it to remember him. That adds warmth instead of fear.
So it's about being kind, not just filling the silence.
Exactly. Silence can be okay sometimes too. You don't have to talk every second. A smile can say a lot.
That's a big relief. I'll try that next time. So far, we've learned to use open questions, share tiny personal stories, and make friendly observations.
Now let's wrap it all up and get you talking. All right, Leo, let's do a quick review for our listeners. What are the three big secrets we learned today to avoid awkward silence?
Number 1. Ask open questions. Instead of, did you like the movie? Say, what did you think of the movie? Number 2. Share a tiny funny detail from your life. It doesn't have to be big, just human.
Perfect. And number three?
Make a friendly observation about something around you, like a cool bag, or even the slow supermarket line. It's a natural conversation starter.
You nailed it. Now for the fun challenge, Leo, can you make a short, funny story using everything we learned? Go wild.
Okay, challenge accepted. Last Saturday, I went to the park. I saw a woman with a very cute dog wearing tiny sunglasses. I said, "Your dog looks cooler than most people I know." "What's his name?" She laughed and said, "He's Kevin, and he thinks he's a movie star." I shared that my cat Luna once tried to wear my sunglasses, but just fell asleep on them. Then I asked, "So what's Kevin's favorite movie?" She said, "Probably The Secret Life of Pets." We talked for 10 minutes about silly pet habits.
That was a perfect example. Notice how you asked a question that needed more than a yes. You didn't ask, does he like movies? But what's his favorite movie?
Right, it pushed the door wide open. And I shared a funny cat story. That made her laugh and tell me about Kevin.
Sharing something funny about yourself makes you more likable. People remember how you made them feel.
And if all else fails, just remember my neighbor. And don't say storms are nice too.
Wise words from Leo. Listeners, we want to hear your small talk success or disaster stories. Share them in the comments. We'll read the funniest ones and maybe share some tips.
Yes, please make us laugh. We're all in this together. Even if you mess up, it makes a great story later.
That's the spirit. Finally, don't forget our slogan, your daily dose of effortless English. See you next time. Bye.
Bye everyone!